So like I said, we're going to start from looking at this from a religious standpoint. Um, and we're going to look at it from one of the um, Catholicisms, and that is um, Jehovah Witnesses. Um, this is a really good, little straight to the point site. I know a certain person out there will get very excited about this. You know who you are. So, all right, who are the Nephilim? I would play this video, but I don't want to get in trouble. So, we're just going to read. The Bible's answer. The Nephilim were giants, the violent superhuman offspring produced when wicked angels mated with human women in the days of Noah. Now, when I mentioned the Denisovans were giants who mated with humans. You can look it up. They found literally a area, I think it was in Siberia, and it was just like a hole, and they just found all these bones, and it was some were of human size, some were of giant size. And the reason why I bring up the Denisovans is because that's another offshoot of humanity. So we can go with, and when I bring up the Denisovans, that's an actual scientific study. So this is what I mean by there's a bit of truth in legends, is that, okay, there's in these legends they're talking about giants, but then if you look up Denisovans and they're like the comparable to giants, it's like, okay, there is some truth there. The biblical account says that the sons of the true gods began to notice that daughters of men were beautiful. Now, if you were to kind of go take a step back and look at Sumerians, if you were to look at Enki and Enlil, pretty much every and these people are called the Anunnaki, and pretty much every religion is stemmed from the Anunnaki. It's kind of in the name: Anunnaki, Jehovah, Buddha, Allah, Krishna. It's right there for you, ladies and gentlemen. Use your critical thinking skills. Put it on. Put the critical thinking cap on, and there you go: Anunnaki, Buddha, Jehovah, Krishna, Allah, Jesus, Muhammad. It's all there for you. It's all there for you. That'll be for another lesson. But so even in Genesis, there is the whole flood story. It's in every religion on this planet has a flood story. The Incas, their flood story predates the one told in the Bible. The Sumerians have one, predates the one that's told in the Bible. So the Bible isn't the first one. When was it Socrates? It was either Socrates or Herodotus who went to go hang out with Egyptian priests, and he asks them, "What's your story of creation? How did your world come to be, or how did it end?" And he tells them, "Oh, a flood," and he goes, "Oh yeah, that's just one. There were 6 others." So, and this is the Egyptian priest. I think it was Zolan. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But so why would an Egyptian priest? Oh, and little side note: the Egyptian priests, they were also well aware of North America, but that's a whole nother thing. Well, it's just this whole thing of it's all connected. And there's a great video done by, I can't think of their names right now, but you know what? I'm gonna look up their names real quick because I think it's a really cool and interesting video, and I think it'd be great for people to be aware of it. But the channel is called The Fifth Kind, and and yeah, I'm trying to see if I can do this. Okay, trying to see if I can get their names. Okay, yeah, it's the channel is The Fifth Kind, and it's this channel is hosted by Paul Wallace, but he's been doing a presentation um with Mario Biglino, who is he translates the Bible for the church, um and he um did a video essentially explaining how, you know, Buddha, Jehovah, Christian, they're all stem from the same syntax, um, and which is based from the Anunnaki. But that's a whole other thing. But what I'm trying to say is that it's all connected one way or another. The history, and even when you're looking at it from, you know, a biblical standpoint, I already brought up to you the scientific connection to, you know, the giants mating with human females, and that was the Denisovans. And if you look up the Denisovans, you know, that is your little smoking gun that, hey, the Bible is onto something. There is some actual evidence to this. Okay, the Bible account says that the sons of true gods began to notice that the daughters and the sons of the true God. Now, the Anunnaki are, quote unquote, the you could say, the true gods, and the sons, that's Enki and Enlil. Okay, those sons of gods were actually spirit creatures who rebelled against God when they forsook their own proper dwelling place in heaven, materialized human bodies, and began taking as wives all whom they chose. The hybrids born from this unnatural union were no ordinary children. The Nephilim were giant bullies, tyrants who filled the earth with violence. The Bible describes them as the mighty ones of old times, the men of fame. They left behind a legacy of violence and fear. In North America, there are stories of Aboriginal Americans talking about being hunted by giants. We'll get into North America and the giant connection soon. Misconceptions about the Nephilim. Misconceptions. The Nephilim are still alive on Earth today. In fact, Jehovah caused a global flood. Now, flood. There have been many catastrophes. You look at the Younger Dryas Impact by Graham Hancock. There have been many cataclysms. And as I told you, I think, well, yeah, it was Zolan who went to visit the priests in Egypt. They told him, hey, man, that's just one of many cataclysms. So, you know, just to add to it, Jehovah caused a global flood to destroy the violent ancient world. The Nephilim were wiped out along with all wicked people. In contrast, Noah and his family found favor with Jehovah and were the only ones preserved alive on earth. I have evidence, speculative evidence, I should say, that the Nephilim were not destroyed and that they are still alive on this planet. If you have checked out my live stream I did on the concave hollow earth theory, then you can understand where I get the notion that they may still be alive. All right, misconceptions. The Nephilim were fathered by humans. Fact, the fathers are called sons of the true God. The Bible uses the same expression to describe angels. Angels had the power to materialize in human form. The Apostle Peter spoke of spirits in prison who had formerly been disobedient when God was patiently waiting in Noah's day. Referring to the same circumstances, the Bible writer Jude explains that some angels did not keep their original position but forsook their own proper dwelling place. Interesting. Now, if you've ever heard of the book of Enoch, then you know the book of Enoch, he talks about flying crafts. Coincidentally, in those same stories, NASA patented the wheels for the rover. Take that what you will. Like I said, there's always a bit of truth in legends. Look up the Brahmanas from the Bhagavad Gita from India, and you'll see some startling similarities between some of our own crafts, but I digress. Misconceptions. The Nephilim were fallen angels. Fact. The context of Genesis 6:4 indicates that the Nephilim were not angels, but hybrid offspring born from sexual relations between materialized angels and women. After the angels began taking as wives all whom they chose, Jehovah said that 120 years he would take action against the ungodly world of that time. The account adds that in those days the materialized angels continued to have relations with the daughters of men, and that they produced the mighty ones of old times. Now, when they talk about these angels, they're talking about the Anunnaki. That's who they're talking about. I know some people might question me on it, but that's really who they're talking about. And they're talking about angels coming from the sky. The book of Enoch talks about spaceships. Put your critical thinking hat back on. You do the math. It's pretty simple. 1 + 1. You get it. So that's a nice little, easy little digest of, hey, who and what are the Nephilim? So, it's when you hear when it says, oh, well, they were on a planet. They were angels. You have to think about it this way. And even in the book of Enoch, he kind of talks about how fantastical they looked. Now, if you were a being with advanced technology, it's not out of the realm of possibility that you would be able to alter your presence. And I think that's something to kind of think about when it comes to, what we're dealing with here. Okay. We're gonna do the Gaia article before I show you. Hold on. I'll show you one video first. Yeah, I'll show you one video first, and then we'll jump into the Gaia article. Because I think this is a very compelling video, and I would like you guys to make your own decision and interpretations upon it. If you are in the live stream, please hit the like button. If you are watching the replay, please hit the like button and share. And leave your thoughts and comments down below.